sense of a world where your absence all I get to see. Take me back to the planet where you and I are still meant to be. 'Cause I'm in cold when you are outside, when you wake up next to me. Ain't no love like a real love, but it goes so fast. All tied up like a captive. I'm on to you. Used to pit on my life, standing on rainbows, playing it cool. I haven't felt this in ages, and I've no more patience. So won't you please stay a bit longer? You're making me stronger, making me stronger. Stay a bit longer. You're making me stronger, making me stronger. You need stronger. Devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. The devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang,
Alright, welcome to the story. Today, the plan was to basically do everything that I did yesterday and bring it over into C#. That really shouldn't take long because fucking C# is probably overdrawn. We'll see.
devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess.
Let's move over to Visual Studio. Put desktop audio. I'll fix the music real quick. Audio. All the way down. I don't know how loud it is, but it'll work. Alright, so over here then is our starting point. Probably, I forgot even to make a disable function. Not that it's really necessary, but whatever. Alright, so over here, it's basically, we're basically just gonna be doing the exact same thing that we said we were gonna do last time. Should not have been able to pass through, but whatever. So, yeah, alright, so just so we don't need to initialize any of that because singletons already get created automatically. So the way so let's just get started, I guess. So just a private dictionary of string fs entry as an underscore trees to a new dictionary of that. So let's create giant class file. Cool. Alright, and there we go. So another thing we're gonna have to define is a public const base directory is equal to. Alright, so we can make this a string. So the basic rundown of this is we need to define one ourselves because MyNet does not define one for us. So we need environment dot it should be that plus slash plugins data. We'll put it there. So, the expression must be constant. Oh, it doesn't get marked as constant because of that. Alright, never mind. Now we'll just make this a public read only string. What should do that? We'll basically do the same thing. It just allows us to do something like that. Alright. So we've got that set up. Yeah, I guess we can just do a public void register public BFS entry get. Alright, string index. Okay, so string index, string path, bool read only is equal to false, bool base true. Read only. Okay. And this we just gotta do the string index. Alright. Actually, what is that? Let's make this a detected virtual void, just so we don't have to implement it if we don't need it. Because I really don't think we will, but we'll see. Alright, here I'll be right back. Alright. Cool. Sorry about that. Wow. I see how it is. Alright, any whore. Get back into this shit, I guess. Alright, so in terms of this, eternal classmate, HP public. Let's restruct. Or do we want it to be eternal? No, we do not. Okay. String path and a boolean for read only. Equal to string path private bool arrows. Cool. So in terms of this, set path to path read only this dot row to row, and then we'll just return a state of the read only public string path, or actually we can probably put getters and setters onto here. Path with a getter and a private setter. That's cool. And I can just remove all this shit. Alright. Cool. So, in terms of this, I need a public string read, a public, no, we need to get file. Get file. String file name. And then, for now this should be it, but we'll see. So, in terms of the VFS, register, just first check if the entries dots contains key index. We can throw a new IO exception. It'd probably be a state valid. Here, protected memory. Alright, we'll just throw an argument exception. That it'll just say cannot override a entry. Cool. Now for this, just do path is equal to base dir, which is just the base directory plus the path. Otherwise, we just return path, and then we just do entries array index to go to a new BFS entry of the path and read only state. Yada yada yada. Simple enough. Amber alert. So in terms of getting the VFS entry, really it's as easy as just doing VFS, or no, if m underscore entries dot try get value index out VFS entry entry. So this is just going to return false anyways if it can't find it, so we could just throw a new data exception. Okay, that works. And that'll just say index. Otherwise we just return the entry. Cool, easy enough. So I can't remember why I made that, but whatever. So in terms of this, we need to return a file type, which we can just create real quick. File type. Which we need to make a public interface for, or do we want to make this abstract? Probably be clean to do abstract. Yeah, so do abstract class. And we need to make a generic T. So we can choose what our abstract public T read, abstract public void write T data. So there's that. We can make a public string path, which is a public just to get private set file type, path is equal to path. Cool. So in terms of this, we're just gonna add a new folder. We're gonna call it types, and we'll just start with a plain text again. Plain text.cs public, which extends file type, and this is gonna really just return a string, which we just add those. And really, we should probably have a abstract public async t read async. Task is that. Abstract based an abstract public void async void write async t data. We'll just have virtual methods of this, I guess. Wait, test completed task. Cool. Async task with the await task dot completed task. Which we can just return null for. Cool. Or we can't. Okay, we'll just do it then. Default T. Cool. So, in terms of this, doesn't return, doesn't correspond to what? Generate overrides. No. I think I do, however, need to make a public plain text string path, which would just be base path. For this context. What? No argument given that corresponds. CS 7036. Okay. You define two parameters for a constructor, but then you invoke the constructor without any. So if you want to have your code working, you see calculators equals to that. No parameters, but it should have parameters. But that's what. Oh, wait. Right? No, not it. Cool. File type, the string path. So all that shit. Parameter driver. Yeah, but no, it's not. There's no argument given that corresponds to that, but there should be. You should remove the login page property from the base class destructor, which is, and remove the login oh, wait, hold up. That's what I was doing. This path. Yep. Okay, cool. Christ. Okay, so in terms of reading, really just for this one, just need to read through everything in the file, which is cool. So, just do a return in the file using system. Read the text with it, just returning. Let's just return our path. And there we go. So in terms of this, it's just file.write all write all bytes, which is just the path, and then data dot to byte. Okay, so UTF dot UTF-8 dot get bytes data. Cool. And then in terms of this, just need the I file type. So require potential fix. Let's see. So now our problem is we can't get that, so it'd just be T where potential fixes generic methods, because I can't remember this for a reason. T is okay. It should just be where T is foil type. It's on the back. Cool. Where T is I felt type. Wait. T extends I felt type. Potential fix. Or fucking not. Alright, whatever, we want to check it. Okay, so in terms of this, we just need to create a new file called file utils public static file. Even that. Really, we should be able to just test for T, I think. Just T dot get type. Okay, so var type is equal to type of T. If type dot type is type of plain types. So class types interface array nouns type parameters. Alright. So two types type dot equals so type dot equals type of plain text. Switch. Constant values expressed. No. Alright, I'm going back to the other way then. So if the type equals plain text, then I'll just return plain text of path plus file name. Type T, which we casted as T. Turn that as T. No. File type is equal to that. Turn file type. T. My file type. Can I this is void? No. Fuck. See. So we can't convert it to T because T should be constant bullshit. So, and we can't test if T extends file type because file type requires us to import a return type, which we can't really do. So we're going to have to see. We could have. I think we could. Can we change it? Because realistically, we only need to mark. Really, we only need to mark T down. T. 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 Right, and then on text string. T on string. Potential fix. Identifier expected. That's what we. That's not needed anymore. You could also. No, we can't. You could probably set base to string. And then have it return T. No, that wouldn't work either. So we have to set the class as T. So let's look at another way of doing this. So we obviously need that return time, so there's nothing there. So can mark this as null for now. Requires a type, so I don't know if I set that to string it, if it'll make a difference or if it'll just break everything. Alright, we got oh wait. Is okay, can we mark it on generic type as generic parameter possible. Do nullable T. Where T is struct. Could T null generic T null. So the only way I'm seeing that we can make there it is. Here, let me I don't know which Chrome it's gonna go to. Okay, it's not gonna go to any of them. So properties. This one. Okay, cool. Okay. So in terms of this, generic list, test generic list, example class main, declare, okay. T is available, and then nested no class. But is there a way for me to mark class code reuse, type safety and performance, generic type. Problem is we don't want it to be nullable, we just want it to be, we just want to be able to mark it as null for our return type. So system collection generics, but there's nothing that says anything about an empty type. So, I mean, we probably could just set it as a string or something, but I don't know if that's gonna change. Problem is, I don't know if it's gonna change our check. Right, because I'm just not entirely sure if it'll make this a different type or if it would just, or if it would keep its type signature or not. So, I guess just mark it down as string and just try it. But I cannot revert. And why not? Okay, well that didn't even work anyway, so that was just a waste of time. Cool. Could also just have it return the let's see. How else could we do this? Because shit, we need to be able to call. We need to be able to define the type of thing that we're trying to read, which we could mark in here, but the problem is I don't really want to do that because then we'd have to get the type of it. So I wanted to just mark it as T and then just have it automatically return as that, but apparently fucking that doesn't work for God knows why. Actually, what version are we in? 5, okay. Fuck, I don't know. Because this is pretty much where I was at yesterday. So we can either just have a separate file with different return types. That'll work. I hate doing it this way, but
Didn't know King added a AFK chat. Rip.
You didn't?
No.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Alright, so plain text get file, so probably just returning new plain text. File name pathless bullshit file name. But the problem is, can I also then get a notification real quick? Okay, can I then just create a JSON type and get file? I don't really like doing it this way. I'd much rather just have it be one function and then be able to define it, but implement all that shit. JSON type base cool. So did that fix anything? It finds a member.get file with the same parameter type. I don't want to make it static. So we have to use generics in order to really get it. But the question is, how do we do it correctly to where we don't fuck it over? Right, because this makes the API very easy to it just makes the API a lot easier to just be able to do that, like controllable exist directory. This path return, right? But yeah, no, like that API just makes it a lot easier because now all we need to do is just VFS. Fucking import it using MCApocalypse.common.io. Right, vfs.getInstance.get and then factions, which our entry is equal to that, and then we can just check if the entry exists. Get file, right, and then plain text, potential fixes, testing.txt dot exists, right? Then all we can do, or all we really need to do, yeah, then all you need to do is just entry.getFile plain text dot testing txt dot read. As you get to that, we can just console the right line. See, it's the more ideal way of actually being able to do this, but the way of implementing it is, for whatever reason, so fucked that going about it just cannot implicitly convert to T. Switching on a type in a generic, you're almost certainly doing something. Generic should be generic. They should operate indirectly, completely independent of type. So T can only be an int or string, then don't write your code this way in the first place. Write two methods. One that returns an int, one that T convert, change type. Instead of your custom code, how about return T object? Your T is a convertible, dot convert to, where's that type T? Because no checks are necessary. Here, let me switch back to Chrome. Alright, so bool converted value, do convert. I convert type, defaults, try, just doing a try catch, convert dot change type. The value to, okay, so that means what I should be able to do is return convert, show potential fixes, system dot change type of the new plain text path plus file name to type of T, right? Returns of whose value is equivalent. Cannot implicitly convert type object to T. An explicit conversion exists. Are you missing a class? Okay, I did notice a C1 that said var text is equal to new plain text file name return T right object which is equal to text. Okay, that worked. Alright, cool. So that means now if I check, I can check if type of T dot equals type of plain text var text is equal to new plain text path plus file name return t object text. But we also have a returns a value, so otherwise we'll just return null. Type t because default t. Oops. Which is default should be nullable anyways, but whatever. Alright, so that should work then. Really, though, at some point we should probably create a file type registry, just so that way we can register custom ones without having to come back here and register them ourselves. But for right now, that's not much of a priority. But it works, so I'm happy with it. Alright, so if I go Visual Studio. Alright. Cool. So I guess now we just do the registry where we can get the type of T and then just have it we can just take in the type of T, and then if that type has already been registered, we can pull that, and then yeah. Cool. Alright, let's do that. Just do new item. I'll just call it type registry. ISTRY. Public. This is gonna be a singleton. Type registry. Cool. So we're not gonna need. We'll put it. We'll register it. Protected void protected override initialize. Just because we're gonna be registering some. The default's like the plain text and JSON. Shit. So we will just create another dictionary of type and file type. File types, we'll call it. So you get to new dictionary. Oh, please don't tell me. Requires one type argument. So we're gonna need. I know what we'll do. Alright, so we'll create an array list or a list called type. And types is equal to new list of that. Just make this private. Alright, cool. So now what we'll do is we'll do a public void register with the type of okay. No, this is just public type. Get T. Cool. Okay. So when we register it, we'll just take the type. We'll check if m underscore types that contains our file type. Actually, I want to make sure it doesn't. Throw a new invalid deity. We'll just do a data. Array type new. mismatch exception. Cannot register a type more than once. Cool. So and types dot add is equal to file type. And there we go. Now, what we can do is we can do m_types dot okay, so we have system.link keyword in. So what we can do is we can do types dot first or default. Which we just return. Or we check s. So we check if s dot equals t. Type of t. What's up? Can a system dot type to t, which bt objects. Cool. So with initialize, we'll just register type of plain text, and there we go. So that means now if we come back into our GFS entry, we can see actually what does first array default return again if it's not found. Returns the first element of the sequence as has this condition if no such or default value if okay. Okay, what if we try types dot first of a sequence? What happens if this fails though? System queue first. System dot queue first. Okay. The type of elements of the source returns to source the first element that is specified in the sequence. Oh, okay. Okay, so it just returns the first item within the array. It doesn't return. Okay, well, what about first or default? Passes otherwise the first element in the source that passes. So fail. Check for default. Yeah, how do you check for default value? You would need to perform equals checks because neither your query only returns objects where the constant name is Stack Overflow. When user first or default, it returns null. If no object, so if contact is equal to null, do something. Okay. Okay, so we can kind of check fairly easily if it returns default. So VFF entry, Alright, let's get this real quick. So var type is equal to type registry dot get instance dot get with our type being t. Right, and then we just check if t is equal to default t. Then we just want to throw a new IO. Okay, using system.io IO exception. Wait, is that right? If contact is equal to do something. Oh wait, type is equal to default t. Operator equals cannot be applied to operand type t. So if dot equal returns, sure we can do. Like this returns its type, right? So if I just do type of t dot equals default t. Don't do that. Okay, cool. Okay, that works. So if they are the same, then really we just want to throw an exception because we're trying to get an unknown type to retrieve an unknown file type, and it'll print the stack trace anyways, so we'll be fine. So if the type is default, then that just means it hasn't been registered at all. Otherwise, we can just return t object is equal to type dot. Because we're only returning the type here, so we need to create okay, how do we create a I can't remember here. Create type call a constructor. Okay, so we get that, we get the constructor info. Which is just type of type dot get constructor. Okay, cool. Var wait, what happened? Okay, so var ctr, the constructor, is equal to type dot get constructor, which is going to be equal to a no overload for method get constructor takes type 0. So new type array type of array type of int. Oh wait, yeah, so it'd be a new array, which would be type of string reflection, and then we just create a ctr.invoke, which would be the path plus the file name. Oh, maybe new object array then. Object array. Cool. And then that's just what we would need to return. So then really we just need to return T because it's already an object anyways. And there we go. So now instead of having to check every type individually, whenever we just create one, we can make it register just by coming into here. We can just go to type registry dot get instance dot register, and then we just get the type of JSON type, and then all we need to do is just call VFS, get the file, and do all that shit. Okay. Cool. I'm not really gonna implement all the types until I really need them. But yeah, good enough, I guess. So got IO, memory. What else did I want to put in there? IntelliJ. Not that. IntelliJ. Here, was there anything else that needed to be put in common before I actually started work on the full server itself? Permissions and session. Okay. Cool. So I'll add a new folder, call it session. Add a new folder and call it permission. Alright. Cool, gotta love backend work. Okay. Fuck. So, in terms of this, probably be better to start on sessions first because permissions are going to rely on sessions anyways. Alright, so let's just create a new item, call it a session manager, public class, actually hold on, let me get rid of that because we need it more. Singleton session manager, cool. So, in terms of this, I'm not sure. It'd probably be best actually if we did do it in a database instead of individual files. It'd make it cleaner, I guess, but okay. So So we're gonna need a few things. So we're gonna need a getter, public. Get the session real quick. Okay, so we're gonna need a public session get with the string name. Public void not register. Yeah, we'll just call register. Session because really we want to create the session object before. Okay. And probably just public. Okay, for now we'll leave it like that. So just create a private dictionary. Call session string. New dictionary. Cool. Cool. Okay. And actually, there is something else we need to do. We need to work on cacheables. Okay. Because we gotta mark the session as a cacheable. So if I just come here and I just do cache using MCApocalypse.kind.memory cacheable the session marked. Cool. Because we gotta be able to cache our sessions while they're running, and then when they're offline we just remove them from memory, just so we keep memory clean and so we don't lag out the server. So in terms of this, we need okay. So with the cacheable, what are they really gonna need? So we're gonna need a is active. Yes, we need a public boom is active. So we need to check if it's an active session. So if the session's still going on, and so like if the player's still on the server, or if we're trying to do something with with manipulating the session while the player's offline, like changing its permissions or we're just trying to get like where their homes are and crap like that, we can we can keep the session cached so that way we're not going into memory, or we're not loading the session from disk every time. It'll allow us to keep it in memory so that way we can access it faster and not constantly loading files to the point where it lags the shit out of everything. So we need to be able to mark it as this. Really, this needs to be abstract. Yes, we need to check if the cacheable is even active in the first place. Just so we know, and then we'll create a public. Just create some virtual functions real quick. So we need a public virtual void loaded. So this is just like once we load it into our into our our cache list. If once it's loaded, once it's put into there, we call this just to do anything extra that we really need. Public virtual void unload. So when it gets removed from our cache manager, the reason we're keeping it virtual is just because if it's not something that really needs to be done, there's no reason to make the file messy. So we'll just mark it as virtual, just that way if it is needed, then do it. Active absolutely has to be defined though. So see, I guess for debug stuff, we might want to put the timestamp in. Yeah, so we'll do public time span creation time input private set. I don't really want to create a constructor for this, so by default we'll just have our creation times be done here. Creation time is equal to timespan dot actually it needs to be date time, not timespan. Date time is equal to date time dot now. And then we'll put a destroy time as well, I guess. Public dates time destroy time. Just so we can get private set. Destroy time is equal to date time dot now. Just so that we can check, or just in case we need to check how long the cache has had this within memory. I mean, really, I could probably just do a. Actually, yeah, that might be. So we'll just do a life span get private sets, and then we'll just do a stopwatch instead. Stopwatch. Potential fixes, system diagnostics, life span is equal to new stopwatch dot lifespan dot start. Lifespan dot stop. There. Let's see. Is there anything else that we really need? Let's see. I don't really think so. So no. Okay, so realistically we don't need anything. So let's do the as active. An abstract class. Cool, so we'll just return false for now, but it's gonna be so in terms of our session though, we are gonna need this public override loaded. What? Okay. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so okay, so what we are gonna need in terms of this is we're gonna need a public ref to the platform ID player, which we need to do using mainnet for player get I guess we set it there too. Don't really. Oh shit! Don't really know what else to do there. So in terms of this, we want loaded and override unload. Cool. Okay, so we'll keep loaded and unloaded, but we are going to need to do base dot loaded. Because we want to keep that loaded. Alright, cool. So in terms of this, we really just need to do player dots. Player dots. Player dots. Let's see here. So I can check if the player's been closed. Let's see, is there anything that we could use that could help? Client ID, data, no. Do interaction, drag effects. Let's see here, let's head into here and check it. Movement speed is connected. There we go. Dot is connected. There will be other checks, but for now, just for now, because fuck it. So, in terms of this. Okay, so we got the casual session. It's public as well. What's up? Inconsistent accessibility. Oh, is this not public? Okay. So now we need a cache handler that we can store all these cacheables in, probably by reference. Do we want to do that though? Because it'd save memory, but not. I guess it would if there was. God, yeah, I guess we probably should save it as a reference. Okay. So just cache handler. Cool. Oh, why did that happen? Cancel. Oops, okay, there we go. I switched to a different desktop. Oops. Don't really want to make this a singleton because it's meant to be individually, so we'll have a cache handler in there and all that shit, so. Okay, so in terms of this, we need to do T, where T is extends cacheable, but that won't work because yeah, I guess so. Now technically, god damn it, I probably could have done that earlier. Cool. Okay. Cool. Shit. Let me answer some messages no idea. We do need. Okay, cool. So, in terms of this, cache handler, not cacheable, cache handler. So I kind of want everything to be done asynchronously. So actually, okay. So there's a couple of ways we can go about this. We can either have every cache handler have its own thread that it does to process everything. Which should be fine. Problem is that threads can't really share memory well, so you would need to so we'd have to do a bunch of workarounds for that, or we can just do it all async except for and have an update function that we could use to, right? Because I think you can check if when the server actually updates. Context. Just fix that too. Context dot server dot. This has got to be. I thought there was, anyways. I guess not. Alright, so then we need to. So then now we just need to create a task that does shit for us. So. We need some other shit done. So yeah, then we would just need to really create a task with a we need to keep the cancellation token. But for the most part, we can probably just do task dot factory dot start new. Right, and then just have it be while true. And just create a what does this return again? So this returns a task, which I guess we could probably just keep a private task. Processing task. Task. So get to that. And we're gonna need a private concurrent dictionary, which show potential fixes. Actually, just be concurrent stack represents a thread safe, last in, first out. Life of collection, a little bit of bag. Unordered collection of objects. So that just means that they're getting thrown in there, which is fine. So T M underscore cache equals cacheables to concurrent bag. Cool. So in terms of this, it'll just be a public void push the item. Public void. Unlist the item, which we then put into a private concurrent queue with T as the item. Queued. Unload queues, we'll call it unload. To new concurrent queue. And that works. So term of this. Okay, so when we push it, score cacheables dot okay, so underscore cacheables dot add item. Yeah, I guess that's really all it would need. And in terms of unlisting, we would just need to just do we have lint queue, so that means we need to do cacheables dot try take out T just remove return an object out wait and summary dot re try take append clear contains copy count default or empty first enumerator get type intersect is empty join last min max. Okay, so okay, so let me do C# concurrent list thread safe collections. So blocking collection, queue bag, thread safe list T. We're targeting there are a few options. Namespace. Collection is so like it does not guarantee ordering. Also, you cannot access item by index. One usually can't take as a third safe replacement for as it is already pointed out not ordered. But there's a class called a synchronized collection that is already that part of the framework, but it is well hidden in a location where it does not expect. Little known, and probably you have never stumbled over it, at least I never did. It is compiled into assembly, which is part of the client profile and not of the portable class library. I would think making a simple would be easy. Yeah, I guess I could do that, but okay. requesting an enumerator, and thus any enumeration is working off. It's working off a copy that can't be modified while running. Isn't that a shallow clone if T is a reference type? Okay. Alright, we'll just, I guess, just look into our own, I guess. So we'll just do something called array, and then add a new item called the concurrent list. Public is equal to list T. Cool. Okay, so protected list T underscore internal list. Cool. So get the enumerator public IE enumerator T get enumerator. Potential fixes hide base member. No. Return, which is easy enough. Let's just return clone. Goddamn. Dot get enumerator. Collections, enumerator, system collections, enumerable. Protected. So, yeah, just create a protected static list T clue. Not that. That's not what I wanted at all. Yeah, static object block. Block is equal to a new object. Alright, so public list T. Clone. Cool. List T clone list just equal to a new list, which we then want to lock the object, which we then take our internal list for each hits S which it's just then we just take the cloned list add S, which we then unlock and returned the clone list. Okay, hides inherited member list T to get enumerator. Use the new keyword if it was intended. Can I override it? Oop. cannot override inherit member. It's not marked as virtual, abstract, or override. Okay. So then I guess if I just do a system.collections.I enumerator, enumerator system.collections system.collections dot enumerable dot get enumerator. Return the which should then just need to return clone dot get enumerator. What's up? Okay, so type does not implement interface enumerator or enumerable. Which supports a simple iteration over a non-generic collection. Interesting. Containing type does not implement interface. Okay. Here. Alright, so in terms of oops, no, do that. Okay, so enumerator hides inherited. Let's take it enumerator show. Hide it. That should be fun, I guess. Wait. Okay, I don't know. Whatever. That should be good. And so. Okay, so basically, the way this works, because we're just gonna do a quick rundown of it, is we create an internal list that gets created, so that way just so this way we have everything, and then in terms of this, so yeah, this is just the list where we store everything that we're gonna put into here. Our enumerator, this just gets called whenever we go to create, or whenever like we call a for each or shit like that. It helps make it thread safe because we're cloning from a new list. So we create a new list, we copy everything from our internal list over into this, but to make sure that just to make sure that it is thread safe, you don't want to change the list in any way. So usually you'll just want to lock the object, do whatever you need to do. In this case, add everything to a clone list, and then it'll unlock itself, and then we just return our clone list. That is how thread concurrency. That's just how it works. And really that's about how thread concurrency really works anyways. So, I mean, okay. Okay, cool. So now if we come into here, we can change out our concurrent bag to a concurrent list, which we then show properties, add it to their new concurrent list, clean that. Cool. Cacheables dot try remove item. But then we want to in cacheables or underscore unload queue dot enqueue our item. So that way we load it up and we queue it to be unloaded. Okay. And then public void destroy try, just because I gotta clear out our memory, so we'll just do a clear dot. Now we don't want to sleep it, but we do want to call our processing underscore processing task dot how do we cancel you? So configure. So yeah, we'll just wait for the task to finish. But we do want to mark it as private. Bool. Mark destroy to false. I just want to roll and destroy. So we want to call it to be destroyed. And here, so destroy dot no cache or unload q dot count is equal to 0. It is not equal to 0. Okay, so then we'll just mark the destroy because we still want to be able. We still want it to. We still want it to run while there is stuff in the unload queue, just so that way we make sure. We just want to make sure that it, that we do have everything. That we do make sure that everything gets destroyed. And really, we should probably for each our unload queue or our cacheables and just move them into the unload queue. So let's do that for each var item in underscore cacheables. Underscore unload queue. Or really, we can probably we'll just call on list. Okay. So, in terms of this, just really need to call whatever, so var item is equal to m underscore unload queue dot try dq. Okay, there. If true if an element is removed and returned from the beginning, otherwise false. So actually what we could do is we could just q dodge try dq out t item. There is no argument given that corresponds to the required parameter result out t. Alright, never mind then. Dot count is equal to 0. Try to queue. Out t item. Cool. So then we call item dot unload. Really that's it. Probably add more processing. We can probably add more processing later, but for now, yeah, no, it's it has been a while, Squad Boy. It's been like 3 years. Like 2017, I think, was the last video. And yeah, now I got a fucking beefy ass computer, and yeah, it's a lot has changed since then. Alright, so in terms of this, we just need to okay. Cache handler. Now, do we want to make all of our cacheables hold memory from a reference, or do we want it to just keep it as it is? Yes, sir, it is my net. Okay, so I think probably for anything that gets stored into the list, it might be good to store as a reference. But I think for now we'll leave it until something proves that this is a memory issue, which I doubt, but whatever. So, let's create a protected. Actually, let's do override initialize. Create our cache. Private cache handler. So we just take this show memory. Session. Handlers. Yeah. I mean, PHP was fun, but it eventually got to the point. Yeah. I've been thinking of doing tutorials about MyNet, but I mean, PHP was good at the time because it was really the only option, and it was the most used option, I guess, because I guess Nucket was there. But after learning Python and then later C#, I just realized that I wanted to do stuff a bit different. So this time around we're running MyNet and everything. Okay. Okay. We also need to be able to pull stuff from the handler too. I completely forgot about that. Public T pull. Oh. Okay, now this gets a little bit more difficult. Mm-hmm. I mean, good for you, man. I'm glad it helped. Yeah, no. The state of MCPE servers is not great right now, but I mean, it's still fun to work with though, so I'm gonna keep messing with them. But yeah, they're just not popping off like they used to anymore. Okay, so I guess what we're probably gonna have to do is I guess just really get its index int y index dot contains index contains not that contains T. Realistically, MyNet itself isn't difficult. I think the more difficult part is just the C# itself, because C#, especially if you're moving from PHP to it, it's extremely different. It is fairly close to Java though, so I mean, if you know Java, well, you can probably find your way around C#. In terms of MyNet, I don't know. MyNet technically isn't ready for production. It's missing so many things. Because realistically, it says on the GitHub for it that it was meant to be like a family project with this kid, and then for like trying to recreate a survival server or some shit like that. But I guess that changed because now it's more focused on mini games, because it's just missing a lot of survival features. And so I mean, it's cool and it's really good for performance. Like, you could probably get like a good 1,000 players off of it, but it's just really unfinished. Okay, so cacheables dot element at index. I don't know if index returns the element as a specified index, and secret returns the element at the specified if the. Okay, so I guess we'll just do a try catch. Exception E. Return cacheables array index dot. Okay, so find the object itself. Public T find her int T item. Dot okay. Opacity cast clear. Contact contains convert count distinct equals find index. Okay, so what we'll do then is we can have a search operation, I guess, but not really best solution. Predicate T okay. So then we'll just parallel dot for each. We'll go through all these as a parallel just to make it S, right? No overload for each takes one argument. T source parallel loop state. What do you want about? Yes, it does. Executes a for each in an operation. T source. Oh wait, I gotta feed in the cacheables. Okay, so if s dot okay, so if predicate this with a return. Action. Or no, not action. Delegate. Show potential fixes. Oh, fun. It's fun. What am I doing? T. If predicate array s dot I need the third options T see here, so T dot break acquired from a parameter arg T simple T, which should be S. Cool. Should be I think it'd just be void, and then we can edit anything we want with that predicate itself. Ow, fuck. Right, because yeah, so if we want to take anything out, we can just get the predicate. We can just run the predicate, it'll do its thing, and all that shit will be set. Cool. Okay, so in terms of this, so, okay. All right. So in session manager, then we can just do delete that. In our session, we can do public string name get private set. Okay, so then session manager, just do MCApocalypse handler dot pull with our S. Actually, now that I think about it, it's not gonna work right. because it's not returning anything. So then we gotta do is dot name is equal to name return there. Okay. Didn't think about this, but we're gonna need to actually have it return something. So t so set our, really what we could do is we can do void out t item, and then we can just do item is equal to s, call the break for it. If out and parameter item and set an anonymous method. Okay. Okay, I guess we're not doing that. T item is equal to s, return item. Cool, it works. Wait, what? Cool. So session manager, you can just do turn. Actually, we don't want to do that. Because we got to be able to load it in from disk as well. So in terms of registration, we can just copy if just go cache pull s dot name is equal to sesh dot name convert session to bool. Okay, that's gonna work. Can I look for type session? What? Okay. Yeah, I need to VDF, but oh wait, oops. Alright. Is yeah, that's right, is not equal to null. Okay, throw a new invalid data. Just an exception of cannot register the same session twice. Otherwise, we'll just dot push session. Okay. Another thing we do have to do also is we also have to for each all the active sessions var I in cacheables if I dot is active so realistically now, this should work. Other than the fact that we are not loading data. We're not loading any of the sessions data from disk, which we do need to do. Let's see here. I've got about another hour that I can stream, so that should. Okay. Most I can probably do is get the SQL database handler going, or a database file type going. Because we'll be using an SQL database for this, but I need a couple of things. Okay, so first things first, I'll just create these functions real quick. Public. Async task session. Read async. String name. Task. Is that? Yeah, I know that. Flags no way up. Operator. On a background thread, cool. So, what we do also need is a public void destroy. Actually, we'll make the site disposable and do that. Just implement interface dispose, which we then call our cache handler destroy. Cool. Alright, I guess. So here, do I have packages? Yes, I do have that. So first things first is gonna need a SQL type. SQLite. Okay, public. Okay. So I can't remember off the top of my head what this does, or what it returns. So now we'll just return string. Alright. So we'll just show implement abstract. Shit. Okay. Public is base. Okay. So, in terms of read, how do we want to handle this? Okay, so first things first, we should probably create our private SQ using persona.data.sqlite. this again. Microsoft dot data dot SQLite overview. Alright, cool. So I got the connection. So alright. So we need to create a connection. Okay. So we're gonna need get file. Reader writer connection. Okay, so in terms of our get file, here. So in terms of this, we either need to have some extra parameters in a separate function, which would be fine, honestly. Not too worried about it, but so public t get file t string file name params string array extra data. Okay. So how do I want to do this? Constructor. So I think in file type. We're gonna need okay. So how do we want to do this? Because we need to be able to inject our extra SQLite or extra database commands into here, which we can then call from our thing. So what we can do is we can create a okay, so we can do a few more things. Shit. Okay, so either do. Okay, so either we can create a function that will allow us to we can create a function that will allow us to set extra data into here, which would get called from our VFS entry, where we put in our extra data. It gets stored into memory, and then in here we read through that extra data, and then we flush the extra data. But the problem is we would need to lock. We need to lock this whenever we read. Right, because we can't let it keep injecting data if there's already data in here. So, right, because it'll get like, cause if we have this running on multiple threads, so it's like if we call the write function on multiple threads, it'll just keep putting in extra data, and then we're writing data into a database that it shouldn't even have it, thus causing crashes and shit like that. So we have to lock our function. When we go to read or write, we have to lock everything, read through it all, unlock it, and then we can allow it to be set for the next one, because locking is static. Wait. Another thing we need to think about is having cacheable file types, right? Because realistically, you don't want to constantly load and unload a database. You want it to stay open for as long as you absolutely need it, and then close it when it's no longer used. Which in this case, since it's session data, this database is going to be held open for the entire time. So really, this also needs to be marked as cacheable. But I can't do that because we're already implementing a flow. So the way to go about this would be how? Because I can create a database now. Data reader, right? Or is it just database? Let's get a connection. Connection underscore database. Either we can have a... Okay, so in terms of fixing this, in our file type, let's come back through and remark these as virtual. So we're also going to need a public virtual t read return defaults t with params string array extra data. In terms of write, we can't have multiple params though, so really we could probably just do a string array. So copy it, put it down, string array extra data. So that means that we want to do this one, extra data. Okay, string array because we can deal with it. Okay, we'll keep it as a string because we can handle it in different ways, either by parsing or just creating a string parser for it, or do whatever. Okay, so what we do need. Okay, so that'll handle us sending in extra data ish, and then what we can do is we can come into here, string array extra data, pretty much do really we don't need this because the plan is for it to have a okay, so var entry is equal to vfs dot get instance dot get. Okay, so sessions if entry dot get file sqlite q83. Should fix this. That's sq83. That exists. Okay. Entry that file sq3 sessions.dat read. Alright, so now we got two types. And the only one we really need is the new array. Cool. Which is where we can do select star from sessions where name is equal to there. Alright, so now we can just do that, and then that'll give us our database. That'll allow us to use our start from, let's make these lowercase as well. So yeah, this will allow us to run our database commands, which we then send into here, where we can really do that shit. Alright, so now we can run our database dot not change database dot goes in a command create command our command is equal to that command dot command text is equal to extra data dot parameters is equal to if extra data dot length is not equal to 1. Actually, I want to check if we have more than one thing going, which we then do for and I is equal to 1, I is less than data dot length plus 1 x plus should be plus plus oh yeah I plus plus Cool. And then we do end dots parameters dots add with value. So we need a key and a value. So it would be extra data dots x data array I dot split array. So split it at the equals, so 0. Extra data array I dot split. This isn't the best way of doing it, so don't, but alright, so now sessions where okay, actually that wouldn't work. Okay, cool. So okay, so we're gonna have to do this different. Right, because now our issue is okay, so okay, we're sort of slowly getting there. I still don't know what it would do about the cacheable though, because this really should be cacheable. So let me register this real quick. Register the type of this key like 3. Cool. So, right, because it's like now it's expecting us to just start putting arguments here, right? So, select a name from user where ID is equal to. Oh wait, yeah, I did that wrong. Cool. Slash sign name, and then it should just be. Sign name is equal to, right? Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, I forgot this. I forgot you can do that. Okay, so you've got it all. So we put in all the value. We do command dot execute reader. For reader is equal to reader. Reader dot result. Okay, so while if reader dot, because I do need to check if the not that that has, oh shit, hold on a minute. to see if there's data in it. Nothing should be. Not that. Not that. Not that. Forget it. No. 0. Let's go to 0. Empty. I don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. I just want to check and see if the data I'm actually trying to get returning no rows. Like, how do I check if it's not returning any rows? $380. Cool. So new scale parameter, session name, session ID, ingest command, ingest. Create table ID source and min value, max value. That shit. Oh shit, that's another thing I didn't even realize. How are we gonna create our tables? Okay. So fuck, I didn't even think about that. Fuck. So, we could do is in here just create another constructor called public I file type string path params string array. Should I do